What's up, YouTube? So we're gonna be reacting to the new League.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers from Grinding Gear Games, and welcome to GGG Live. Today we're going to show you
What's
an
up,
exclusive review
John?
of Path of Exile, Keepers of the Flame, which is coming out 1 week from now on October the 31st. Twitch drops are enabled on today's live stream, so you'll
It's
be
a
able to claim your
spooter.
Hive-born crawler pet by following the instructions below. Without further ado, let's roll the trailer for Path of Exile, Keepers of the Flame.
We, the Keepers of the Flame, serve the will of the Dreamer. His instructions whispered from beyond the wall of sleep. But
Shit.
now, the Hiveborn are here, on Rayclast, and they seek to poison our world.
Okay, what is it? Definitely just Breach. Oh,
We must close their breaches.
new boss.
Destroy their hives. Slay their breach lords.
I don't think anybody had Breach Remaster on their list. Wonder what the bar is about.
And by his gifts, the Dreamer provides.
No tree.
They brought this war to our world.
More
Shall end it.
trees.
Whatever it takes.
Genesis tree. Oh shit. Grabs? What the fuck is that? Bro, that looks OP as hell. Oh, new classes? Holy shit. Everybody knew that the new movers were coming. Oh, they got the trade in. What you love to see. Oh, snap. Let's see what it is all about, though.
Now, as you can see, this expansion is a true sequel to the Breach League, first introduced to the game in 2016.
Damn, that was a
It's
long time
progress the
ago.
story of Breach, bringing with it a slew of new updates to the base game. In today's stream, we'll take you on a deep dive into Path of Exile, Keepers of the Flame, beginning with the League mechanic, covering all the fearsome challenges it presents, and the new twisted ways you'll be able to empower your character. After that, we'll dive into the new ascendancy options possible with Bloodline classes.
10 new
Then we'll cover the
ascendancies is
much-anticipated
fucking
and synchronous
insane.
trade system coming to Path of Exile 1. Afterwards, move into the new Uber Pinnacle bosses, how to access them, and some new drops worthy of the added difficulty. Finally, we'll cover some notable quality of life improvements.
Oh
before
shit.
moving on to our supporter packs and challenge rewards. We'll then have a live Q&A session where Ziggy D will ask Path of Exile's game directors Mark and myself your questions from Twitch chat. And after the live stream, we'll drop the full patch notes at 11 AM New Zealand time or 3 PM Pacific. So let's get started.
Patch
I'll
no.
hand things over to Mark to introduce the new league.
Hi, I'm Mark Roberts, Game Director on Path of Exile. Breach is a beloved league that has had an iconic history in PoE. We
Yarp.
intend to honor that legacy with our first ever sequel league, Keepers of the Flame. This develops every aspect of Breach, adding new layers to discover, richer lore, scarier
But needed, to
bosses,
be honest.
and entirely new mechanics. That said, this is still Breach, so you will still be opening breaches and slaying hordes of otherworldly monsters. The Breach Lords have found the means to stabilize the connection between their realm and Rayclast. Now, with their grip tightening, we learn their true goal in our world, conquest. The threat they pose has now escalated to home soil.
Oh, darn.
On the coast in Act 1, you'll encounter Aelith, the founder of the Keepers of the Flame. This is a monastic order sworn to defend Rayclast from the Breach Lords. The exit to the Mudflats has been barricaded by Hiveborn, breach monsters that are working to claim every inch of Rayclast. Aelith can grant you a small spark of the power of the Flame, allowing you to blast away the barricade and move onwards. Once you enter the Mudflats, you'll find it infested with breach monsters. They appear to be constructing a kind of hive, creating strange shapes and structures that absolutely don't belong. Time to purge them with fire. Aelith needs
Oh,
you to
it's a
protect
wave
her as
defense
she
now.
empowers the flame to do so.
That's different.
Hold off the assault long enough, and she'll be able to demolish the hive with cleansing flame.
Bodied.
In other areas, the gap between worlds is strained. Here, you'll find a more familiar encounter with a new twist. A massive breach hand sunders the space between dimensions, and touching it will open an unstable breach, causing monsters to flood in.
Man, it looks so much better.
If you can slaughter them quickly enough, you can stabilize the breach. This brazen action can draw the attention of Vroon, Marshal of Zesht,
Oh
who will
shit,
do everything
new
it can to
boss.
stop you. Defeating this boss will permanently seal the breach, severing another connection between the Breachlord's world and Rayclast. These stabilized breaches are similar to what a breach once was, but with upgraded monsters, a success condition to shoot for, UI tracking to keep the player informed of their progress through the encounter, and satisfying feedback when you do manage to complete the encounter.
Ooh, I see stuff.
We've
Big
taken
stuff.
all the lessons
There was
we've
some
learned
wound
since the release
gifts.
of Breach 9 years ago and improved upon it in every way we can. However, much of the joy of Breach came from its simplicity. While we want to modernize the mechanic, we don't want to undermine the core experience. You're
Blink
still
kills
mostly
on
just slaughtering
minions?
hordes of enemies in a circle. Finally, in endgame areas you might run into breach constructions that have been left unopposed for too long and have grown into their full twisted glory. Breach hives. Towering flesh-crafted cities in the sky. These are the visions of the Breachlords made real in Rayclast, teeming with breach monsters. You must raid
Well,
and
their
destroy
art
these
team is
cities
going
with the help
ape
of
shit
Aelith
lately.
and her flame. In some of these hives, you may even encounter some of the Breachlords themselves, who will not be happy you're intruding on their planned conquest.
Yeah, that was.
Now, let's talk loot. Of course, being an exile is hard work, and you're unlikely to help entirely out of the goodness of your heart. Fortunately, Aelith has power and rewards aplenty, born of the Breach Realm itself, to offer you for your assistance. Help her, and she'll bring you to the Monastery of the Keepers, the hallowed halls of her order.
Oh
Here,
shit.
you'll
Tree
find
time.
the Genesis Tree, the growing heart of the Keeper's power. On interacting with it, you'll find that this tree has a tree. That's
Yes.
right. It
More
couldn't be
trees.
Path of Exile unless the tree also had a tree. More importantly, the
More.
Genesis tree is an engine of unholy creation, and a profitable one. As you complete breach encounters and work more with Aelith, you'll be able to grow the Genesis tree larger and larger, sprouting additional limbs. Each of these limbs, you'll notice, has their own inventories. These can be used for an unusual method of crafting new items.
Okay.
With this system, you'll be able to grow currency, uniques, equipment, and a new kind of otherworldly item, grafts. Grafts are breach hands grown directly from the Genesis tree, born of the same flesh and sinew as the invading monsters. These fuse directly to your body, in a completely safe process. Don't worry about it. With grafts, you can harness the power of the breach. Some provide passive benefits like this, or this, but
What?
they can also grant a wide selection of powerful skills. These
don't
graft
know what
skills can
those
provide
do,
a
so-
flexible way to fill gaps in your build, offering everything from damage to potent defensive buffs and crowd control.
Ooh, defensive buffs. Ain't no way, bro.
The battering
Real
All
defenses?
Graft will call massive arms to erupt from the earth, stunning
Oh,
all
damn,
foes
that's a
they
lot of damage. What the
For some
fuck?
additional pack clearing power, you could consider the Squalling Tool Graft. When commanded, this graft will cast Dance in the White, creating a deadly ice tornado, which aggressively seeks enemies and fires off bursts of ricocheting projectiles. with
Also a lot of
critically
damage.
strike skills.
Not nearly as much as that last
For some
one, but
further utility and a useful buff, try out the Storming Esh Graft. This can be commanded to call down a ring of bolts from the sky that will leave behind the new
Radiant ground.
Radiant Ground. Radiant Ground grants a potent damage buff to allies standing within it and makes their hit damage lucky.
Pretty good.
If you're simply after raw damage, look no further than the Erupting Zothgraft, which causes massive eruptions of fire where you command, which then
Jesus.
re-erupt when you Warcry.
Fucking
There are a
Christ.
total of 16 different graft types you can grow, each with their own skill.
But what about the
You can even
defenses?
unlock a second graft slot as you progress through Aelith's questline.
Oh
So feel
shit,
free to
boys.
mix and match Flesh Zone horrors to your heart's content.
About to be spamming the absolute hell out of skills.
Grafts aren't just here to make you stronger. They are also your means of feeding the Genesis tree, which needs constant supplies of graft blood to grow anything useful. You can do this by defeating breach monsters, which will leave behind blood that your graft will automatically collect. When you feed this blood to the
Nice.
tree,
Love
your
not having to
allocated
click
passives
on
will be
shit.
put to work. This section of the Genesis tree can be used to grow new grafts for you, which the Genesis tree will then birth in a gruesome display.
Nice.
Basic passives on the tree might increase item rarity of birthed grafts, or the chance to birth additional grafts. These
Or-
passives can target specific types of grafts, and this passive causes grafts to be birthed with a random amount of quality. Quality improves the amount of blood that can be stored by your grafts. This section of the Genesis tree births currency items. Basic passives can result in more or better currency. Allocate this passive to sometimes cause a shower of currency to burst forth from the flesh of the tree. Yeah,
Dog.
it's a bit gross, but working with the organic matter of a bunch of dead otherworldly creatures was never going to be a clean
Orb
affair.
Foulborn orb of
Grafts themselves are
augmentation?
born of a
The
different
fuck is
world,
that?
so are unmodifiable by most currencies. However,
Okay.
with this passive, the Genesis tree can occasionally grow fleshy mockeries of currency orbs. These
There
function
we
like
go.
augmentation orbs, regal orbs, or exalted orbs, but they work on your grafts instead of normal gear.
But did I go
Yep,
into the
it's
actual
graft crafting.
existing currency tab? Because, you
Allocating
know,
this passive can result in foulborn currencies.
that'd be nice.
This foulborn exalted orb, for instance, behaves as a normal exalted orb, except it guarantees a higher tier modifier. By locking out a large portion of the lower rolls, a normal exalted orb would be able to hit. The
Massive.
largest section of the Genesis tree is used to grow rare equipment items. For these, you have a lot of agency to influence the type and modifiers on your grown item. For example, you can specifically target boots with a dexterity
Ooh.
requirement, with an increased chance for speed modifiers, and reduced chance for cold modifiers.
Pretty nice.
Or maybe you'd prefer to look for a two-handed axe with increased chance for physical modifiers. This section of the
Yes.
tree is for growing unique items. Similar to the
Unique.
equipment section, there are passives that let you target growing specific types of uniques or rarer uniques. The process of growth is not always a perfect one, however, and can result in some defects. This passive can result in birth uniques becoming foulborn, which mutates one of the existing modifiers on the item into a new one, resulting in some interesting new ways to use that unique.
Interesting.
For example,
Uniquely.
this foulborn quill rain no longer has increased projectile speed, but instead has increased area of effect.
Interesting.
Another foulborn quill rain could replace the mana gained on hit with the much more
Bro,
powerful modifier where
that's fucking
insufficient mana doesn't
broken.
prevent your bow attacks. Here are some other examples.
Bro,
This
what the
passive
fuck?
even gives a rare
63%
chance for
chaos
foulborn uniques to have
res?
multiple different modifiers mutated. I'm sure you'll come up with some extremely powerful uses for these. We'll leave it up to you to discover what this mysterious part of the Genesis tree can grow. So, ultimately, you'll be slaying masses of breach monsters,
Alright.
harvesting blood with the aid of your grafts, feeding that to the Genesis tree,
Seems
growing some
good.
items and better grafts, and back again to the slaughter. As
It just
with all
depends on how
RPGs, this
hard
level
it is
will
to
come
get
with
the
a set
stuff,
of
but
40 challenges to pursue, and completing them will award you with the Keeper of the Flame armor set, allowing you to truly embrace becoming a monk and worshipping the Dreamer. Now, graph skills won't be the only new tools to play with. In
Yes.
3.27, we're also adding a collection of new skill and support gems.
Like,
Let's go over them now.
bet.
Kinetic Rain is a new wand attack, which covers the ground in
No
unstable
one.
kinetic energy. These hazards collapse at the slightest touch, releasing their energies into any unfortunate soul who happens to be standing on them. With enough
Okay.
projectiles and area of effect, an enterprising exile could carpet the world in dangerous kinetic force. Wall of Force creates a barrier of kinetic power, causing allied projectiles to ricochet towards targets automatically. Drop one behind the boss and redirect the bolts of your armies. I'm sure you'll find ways to break this one.
Not really sure how that
Conflagration is a new bow attack, which
gonna work,
rains
but
down
okay.
fiery bolts from above that stick into the ground and pulse as you approach.
Oh,
Once you get close
not playing
enough,
that.
these
Be
bolts
blind as
detonate,
fuck.
causing ravaging ignites. These
My
bolts
eyes.
chain react, allowing you to create fields of incendiary destruction. Thunderstorm is a bow attack, which creates a whirling storm of wind and lightning where it lands. While you're within the storm, it will
Oh
rapidly
my
grow
god.
until
What
it becomes
the fuck?
violently thunderous with lightning-infused clouds. At this point, leaving the storm will cause it to detonate, dealing damage to everything within and releasing a flurry of tornadoes in all directions.
I'm not sure if this is good or not.
Attacking with kinetic fusillade will create hovering orbs of energy.
Ah, yes.
These linger for a few moments above you before zipping
The
off to
skill
nearby
from
targets,
PoE 2.
chaining between them, then detonating. Living lightning support will bring to life living sparks of energy. Elemental
from
minions
PoE
that zap
2.
through packs of enemies with speed and ease. Use these alongside your spellcasting to augment your pack clearing abilities, or
Eh.
find whatever means possible to cover the world in living sparks of ruin. Windburst support unleashes chaotic tornadoes as you attack, which ricochet around wildly and quickly. These deal moderate
Okay.
damage as they travel, but will explode into a highly damaging burst when they expire.
It's not
So it's a
aimable.
choice
I don't.
between scaling their duration up to get
I don't
better
know.
coverage, or down to access the burst more quickly.
Seems
Kinetic
weird.
Instability is a support gem to go along with the new wand attacks that causes enemies slain to leave behind those same orbs of shimmering energy that Kinetic
Okay.
Rain creates. One might ponder just how many orbs you can create if you were to use both. In 3.27,
Okay.
Exiles will be able to absorb the power of some of the bosses they defeat. These take the form
Oh,
of new
shit.
ascendancy class options, called Bloodlines.
Bloodline classes.
Bloodline classes are a new means of character customization in the endgame. They are secondary ascendancy classes that are
Oh,
unlocked by
shit.
defeating specific endgame bosses.
Secondary
They are
means in
allocated
addition
with
to,
individual
right?
Ascendancy points, and you have
Aw.
to choose how many of your points go into the original ascendancy and how many into your bloodline class. This means there is a nigh limitless ability to mix and match here, as you could choose to invest just a couple points into your bloodline, or max it out, and you could take any bloodline with any base ascendancy class that you see fit. To unlock your bloodline, hunt down the endgame boss whose power you desire, and defeat them, or have a friend help, and claim the power for your own.
Are we gonna get additional points or?
There are 10 bloodline classes to discover. Bosses who offer this power are typically associated with past leagues, giving additional reasons to engage with that league content. Let's run over a few examples. The Chaos Bloodline will be offered to you by the Trial Master, if you manage to succeed his final challenge. With his blessing, you can greatly augment your Vow skills in different
God
ways.
damn the damage! Holy shit, he
Priest
got
of
melted.
Yalmak lets you use Vow skills much more often, while Priest of
Okay.
Kopek makes it harder to build up Vow skills, but makes them far more powerful.
Yeah.
Or take Corruption's Embrace, which grants more
Oh my
Vow
God.
Keystone power.
Let's see what the fuck this does. Shepherd of Souls 468. Okay, so first one is 80% less souls. Non-aura skills require 100% souls per used in the last 8 seconds. Okay. When you reach full energy shield, sacrifice all energy shield to gain 5% to all maximum resistances for 6 seconds. That's pretty good if you can combine it with the thing that makes you have 0 energy shield or like 1 energy shield and some kind of ES leech. Life recovery from regeneration grants blood barrier. What the fuck is that? Okay, so it's just like an additional health bar, I guess. And 50% less life regenerate. I don't know if that's good.
Or take Corruption's Embrace,
That's,
which grants more Val Keystone
I'm not
powers
popping off
the
about
more
any of
corrupted
that.
items you have equipped.
All
The
seems pretty
Ashabi
mid.
bloodline can be gained by, you guessed it, defeating Ashabi. Her abilities are drawn from the 3 types of life force that manifest within as Marian spirits. The
It's a
Wild
much
Bear
harder
rewards you
boss
with a
fight to get to. 10 max rage, lose all rage on reaching. Alright. 10 maximum rage, lose all rage on reaching maximum rage, and gain adrenaline. Okay. For 1 second per 10 rage lost this way. I mean, is that really worth it? Losing 30% more damage for 100% increased damage and attack speed? Or 25% attack speed? Oh no, man. I feel like maybe if you're not really a rage build, like not melee, then maybe, but otherwise I don't see that being
rewards you
very
with
good.
adrenaline.
It's good, it's just not as
The
good.
Vivid Cat gives your elusive buffs a chance to refresh, as well as making you more stealthy while elusive.
Okay.
The Primal Owl allows your unleashed spells to reoccur many additional times, and get stronger for each
Damn.
time they reoccur.
That's actually fat.
The Nameless bloodline comes from the King in the Mists. Be forewarned, his menacing power comes at a great cost.
Okay.
With the Unseen Hand, you can equip a 3rd ring. But you'll have to
Alright.
decide if that comes at the expense of having no amulet, no belt, or no flasks.
No
Unlike
no utility flask at all? Bro, that's brutal. The other 2 options, I think. Why would you take an additional ring if you can't have a fucking amulet or a belt? Like, I don't.
Silhouette,
I guess
adds
there's some
hefty
rings that are
life
really
cost to
good.
all your
Skills gain added additional chaos, 20% of life cost. Life cost not higher than the maximum. You could spend skills gain a base life cost equal to 100% of mana cost. Okay.
but they deal additional chaos damage based on the amount of life spent.
That's really good,
Of
but
course,
it's not
there is more
crazy.
to come. What powers might you glean from delving deep underneath Rayclass to fight all of the
We
Crystal
can't
King?
even see the other ones. Come
What secrets can you
on.
learn from Lycia, Herald of the Scourge, waiting at the end of the Forbidden Safety?
Lame.
As you can imagine, there are countless possible combinations with the system. You could be a Slayer that embraces corruption and vile power, or
Yes.
perhaps you'll play an occultist that doubles down on their dark power by integrating the Nameless bloodline. We are excited to see what crazy and interesting builds players come up with. In the most recent Path of Exile 2 expansion, the Third Edict, we introduced a much anticipated feature, fully asynchronous trade.
Y'all.
It
Pretty
was
good.
a fantastic success. So now we're excited to announce that we'll also be adding this feature into Path
Oh
of Exile 1.
shit, no one expected
When you
this.
reach Act 6, you'll be able to find Faustus in Lion Eye's Watch.
Act
Previously,
6.
he
Bro, that's
just operated the
so
currency
fucking
exchange.
far.
Now, he will also act as a steward for your merchants tabs. These are where you can place items for sale.
Why not Act
for
1?
direct and instant purchase by other players even when you're not online. To list an item, simply place it in the tab and select a currency and an amount.
Okay.
Once listed, other players will be able to find the item by searching for it via the trade website or the new in-game market search. To purchase
Nice.
something for yourself, it's as easy as hitting this button, which will teleport you to the seller's hideout, where you can view their merchants tabs, buy the item, and also view the rest of their wares in case something else catches your eye. Every purchase costs a small fee of gold, as Faustus takes his cut. To
Mall.
account for this further drain on gold, acquisition and cost balance elsewhere in the game has been adjusted.
That's
Anything
good.
you've managed to sell successfully will have your profits collected here, in a separate tab to claim at your leisure. To be clear, previous means of trading, such as via pre-existing premium stash tabs and the website, will still function just as before. Merchants tabs,
Obviously.
and the asynchronous trading that comes with them, are an entirely additive feature on top of the already existing methods to trade. You might find yourself needing the trade system to buy some upgrades, because this update also introduces 3 new Uber Pinnacle boss fights.
We will
These
never see
encounters are
this
manifested
content.
from the memories of Zana, and in her long torment, they have festered into something truly deadly. These fights offer an imposing challenge, alongside
They were already
powerful
pretty
rewards.
fucking hard, to be honest.
In order to gain access, similar to existing Uber Pinnacle fights, you'll need to discover fragments dropped by Tier 17 map bosses. Each attempt at the new Uber Pinnacle fights will require 5 of these.
More
Let's dig into some of the challenges
T17s.
you'll need to face in these new Uber versions. In the original incarnation of Neglect fight, the statues can be used to block the laser beams to hide behind, giving you
Yep.
an opportunity to avoid being shocked, frozen, or killed. When you run near these statues, they activate and allow you to reposition them. While activated, they will not stop the lasers, meaning you want to position them well, then avoid them.
Uh-huh.
However, in the Uber version of this fight, instead of being a safe haven, the statues will refract the laser beams, causing a ruckus of energy to cover the arena.
Oh, that's fucking great.
Activating them will prevent the refraction. So unlike the base fight, where you want to position them well and then avoid them, you'll be wanting to constantly keep these statues active. But then, you have to deal with their assault of attacks.
That's...
While
Dude,
fighting the incarnation
that seems
of
so
Fear,
fucking
these
obnoxious.
fiery orbs will slowly clutter up the arena, locking off portions of
Mhm.
it until you bait the boss into detonating them himself with his thrown spear. When Uberified, these orbs are attached by a flaming leash to the boss, rotating around him
Oh,
constantly.
fun.
More and more will spawn as the fight goes on, making it even more imperative that you clean them up by cleverly using the boss's abilities against him. Normally in the incarnation of Dread fight,
I love how we can't see how much health this character has to know how much damage this does.
Then collect a blue rose, doing the same, causing
Looks
it to
like
get
it does.
stunned and interrupting its
Kind of a
mechanic.
lot.
In the Uber version, you have to do the same, but in order to get the blue rose, you have to defeat the incarnation of Neglect, and to get the red rose, you have to defeat the incarnation of Fear.
Oh, Jesus
Good luck.
Christ. That is gonna be
Given the
one
difficulty of
hard
these
fucking
bosses,
boss.
Their reward should be worth your while. Let's take a look at some. From the Uber incarnation of Neglect fight, we have Bitter Instinct.
Okay, we got a shield. Reflects 274 physical damage. Okay, retaliation, deal 70%. Okay. Okay. That seems giga mid.
A spiky shield that turns retaliatory strikes into preemptive ones, making it just a matter of time before the long arm of justice crushes your foes. Alternatively,
Got a knife for a socketed spell when you block. Ooh, shit. Block bill's about to go crazy, dude. 38% chance to block spell damage when in offhand. Pretty good. Spell damage. That's a lot of spell damage. A lot of poison. Triggered spells. Poison on hit, brother. All damage. That is insane. That is fucking nuts.
you might find
The
Festering
hell?
Resentment, a poisoned blade with an unending supply of toxins built into the hilt.
That's ridiculous.
These toxins are put to good use, causing every spell you trigger to be capable of poisoning with all damage it deals, enabling a truly crazy trigger-centric poison ruckus.
Yup.
And from the Uber incarnation of Dread, the Hallowed Monarch.
Let's see. Increased armor. Doesn't matter. Got a decent amount of armor. 30 all res is fucking crazy. What the hell? Link skills can target damageable minions. Okay, so this is where that was coming from. They take 73% less damage? Damn, dude. Minions gonna be fucking unkillable. Well, I guess it... I don't know how that works. Does it... You die if a linked minion dies? On killing a rare monster, a random linked minion gains its mod... Bruh. That shit is fucking
The counterpart to
OP.
the Dark Monarch, which focuses more heavily on investing into one or a few minions, rather than growing your hordes to massive proportions. Storm Rayclast with your chosen few at your side. Stealing
That
power
with the
from
cold
enemies as you
bond
go.
is gonna be crazy.
We've got a number of quality of life changes to bring to 3.27 as well. Many of which you may have seen already in some of our pre-livestream teasers, but for those who haven't, Heist is a mechanic which has long frustrated some players who may otherwise have been interested in the rewards it has to offer, but have no desire to grind through the early progress of finding and running low-level contracts to get all of the rogues to their maximum level.
True.
Well, starting in 3.27, Heist rogues will automatically begin at maximum level, so you can start your dubious criminal career without all the busy work.
Good.
Points invested into your Atlas passive tree will now be refundable with gold. Just speak to Kerak to do so. For players who love jumping between strategies, there's also an option to instantly refund your entire tree, which of course can now also be done with your regular passive tree as well. Now you can make all your decisions with no regrets.
Nice.
Well, maybe some regrets.
What the fuck am I looking
You
at?
no longer need to purchase bestiary orbs. You can now itemize beasts for free directly from your bestiary. From late Act 1, you can now mass identify your items at an NPC in every town, and from Helena in your hideout. This does not require scrolls of wisdom at all.
Pretty nice
While
quality.
using an alteration orb, you can now hold Alt to swap to using an augmentation orb, if one is available.
Oh my god. Fucking huge.
Opening a blight chest will now open all other blight
Oh
chests
my
near it.
god.
Rogue's
Brother.
disenchanting services can now
My
be accessed
hands.
from towns and hideouts. Kerak missions now have a handy icon to show at a glance what kind of mission they are. Holding down control and right-clicking on stacked decks will now continuously open them to your
Oh
inventory,
my god.
notifying you in chat what the outcome is. If you still want
Yes,
to open them
less
direct to the
fucking
ground,
clicking.
to
Let's
let your world filter
go.
provide a dose of dopamine, you can still do that too by also holding shift.
Nice.
Val orbs can be used on monsters encased in essences, to the same effect that remnants of corruption have.
Nice. Another use for
When
Vol orbs.
multiple skill gems are ready to level at the same time, you'll now be able to click
Oh
this button to
yes.
level them all
Less
at once.
clicking. Yes.
Next up, we're
Make
going to be
doors
talking about
automatic.
the new
Do
League
it.
supporter packs.
Fuck doors. They suck.
Today, we're launching 2 new series of supporter packs. The Champion of Theopolis and the Verdant
Nice.
Magus packs. Each tier contains the pack's full face value in points, alongside several exclusive microtransactions.
Nice looking portal.
As always, the microtransactions in these packs are purely cosmetic
Okay.
and do not affect your character's power or progression in any way.
So fucking obnoxious.
The Champion of Theopolis series of supporter packs contains 6 exclusive microtransactions. Manifest a champion's ferocity, as the Lion's Might unique finisher effect rips your enemies to shreds. Open the Champion of Theopolis portal to end your crusade through maps in the style expected of
Yeah,
a
I'm
true
not a
victor
fan.
of the arena.
Not a fan.
Defeat your enemies like a true gladiator, wearing the Grand Champion of Theopolis armor set.
Looks
The
alright,
armor
but
awarded only to the most elite warriors of the Grand Arena. Take charge of the situation and storm into combat.
That's just
with
as
the
goofy.
Flaming Minotaur's Quicksilver Flask effect.
The Champion's Podium map device rises up to honor the glory you've achieved as you activate it.
Ascend the stairs and stand atop the platform as you enter your maps. Each flame surrounding the platform represents a remaining use on your portal.
cool.
The burden-back billy goat carries all the supplies necessary for a campsite as he travels behind you in battle. When placed in a hideout, instead of roaming around like your other pets,
Pet
their
the goat.
supplies are deployed, creating a small camp where you can access your stash and providing a place to take a load off while you rest next to the campfire.
Pet the goat.
The Verdant Magus series contains 6 exclusive
Oh my god, pet the
microtransactions.
bush.
Having
Nice.
Faustus sell your items on your behalf is great and all.
Oh, I love that.
Sometimes you just want to feel a little bit more shady about your dealings. The Back Alley Trader hideout decoration
Fucking great.
is more secretive with your trades, creating distance between you and your customers. Note that until 3.27 is released, this back alley trader will only serve as your currency exchange. Once it's out, it will be updated to have the new managed shop option to also facilitate your trades.
I love
The
it.
Verdant Wayfinder pet is a loyal companion to any Master Magus.
He is a boy.
As you approach waypoints,
Push boy.
it envelops them with its
Ooh.
vines, guiding you throughout Rayclast.
That's nice.
Control Earth and nature itself, as the Great Verdant Magus armor set envelops you in the
Yeah,
ancient
that armor
power
looks
now lost to time.
way better than
There's
the other
also
one.
a matching back attachment included. Remnants of the forest ripple out from within you with the Verdant Magus level up effect equipped,
Never really
restoring
cared
life
for
to the
level up
corrupted
effect.
land. Call on an ancient golem to use their power to create a safe passage for you to retreat
Such a
through
better
with
portal,
the
dude.
Arcane Golem portal.
Oh, fuck.
As a Supreme Verdant Magus, you can travel to your Arcane Isle
God,
hideout,
no.
a cluster of islands held together by ancient magic passed down between elite mages.
What a good looking hideout.
Stand atop your tower and relish the great heights you've reached above those who have not harnessed the arcane.
Nice.
These packs are now available for purchase on both PC and console and will remain so during Path of Exile, Keepers of the Flame. Additionally, any microtransactions from these supporter packs will be made available for use in Path of Exile 2. Meanwhile, the Crypt Keeper and Frisian Magistrate packs leave the store forever at the launch of the Keepers of the Flame League, so now's
Yeah.
your last chance to purchase them. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. We're just about to start the Q&A with Ziggy D.
Not the Q&A with
Afterwards,
Ziggy
we'll
D.
post the full patch notes for Path of Exile, Keepers of the Flame
All right.
at 11 AM New Zealand time, 3 PM Pacific.
All right. Well, all in all, seems pretty good. We'll have to see what the league content actually is like. Obviously, no way to really tell based off the footage there. Seems like it'll be good, but I've been burned before. But yeah, all in all, looks pretty good. Love those quality of life things, man. The less clicking I have to do in this game, the better. I fucking hate clicking. Anyways, if you like the video, leave a like. Comment below what your most requested feature is, and subscribe for future content. I'll see you in the next one.